So just grab your water bottle and hold it like you normally would. And I want you to feel your bicep. That's this muscle here. And you'll probably feel that it's firing. It's working, right? You'll feel a little tension in your bicep. This is our standard normal way of interfacing with the world through our hands, is that we engage these muscles. Yeah, you'll probably feel it up in your delt, although I feel it mostly in my bicep. Instead of holding the bottle with the handle like we would normally do, I want you to imagine that your fascia is like this hammock, this mesh. See this matrix here? And just let it just hang, resting at the bottom, and it just hangs down into that cradle of your fascia as you're holding the weight of the bottle. Okay, now you don't have to hold the bottle down all the way to feel that, but that's a great starting point. So just hold your water bottle there and imagine that you can see your fascia like this mesh, this net, and just let it catch in the fascia, in the net. Yeah, well, that's good, Cheryl. I like you've got those weights. So you're not really fighting, holding it. You're actually going to an alternative system, which is your fascia net, to manage the weight of the object. Now, as you're doing that, this is substantially heavier, can you just feed it all the way down to your feet? And you start to feel this more whole body connection, like you're using the weight of the bottle to feed into the whole body connection. Just like this mesh. See how it evenly distributed? Yes, the net all the way across. Now if I try to use my muscle to hold it up, now the net becomes all disorganized and less structured. So what we want to do is take a force, whether it's gravity or somebody pushing on you or holding weight, and release it down into the mesh of your fascia, but all the way down to your feet. And when you do that, you start to feel this, that you can become comfortable on that force. That you're working with the force instead of against it. Can you feel that? Great. And the heavier the item is, the more exaggerated it'll feel. So maybe after class, if you've got a gallon jug of something, I know you won't have this mesh thing, but you can just hold it by the handle and pick it up and use your bicep, and then just let it drape, catching in the tendons, the ligaments. And then you can eventually just sort of hold it and take it all the way down to your feet, no matter where your arm position is, and you're utilizing your fascia more than your muscles. And it builds, it's this practice of becoming comfortable with the force that's coming in and joining with it to create a structure within yourself that sort of spreads out and becomes really comfortable. So what is the force that's on you all of the time? I'm not asking, this is not a philosophical question. What is the force that is acting on you all of the time, day in and day out? That's right, gravity. Gravity. So if you can just imagine working, I've heard the term work with gravity before, but it didn't have the meaning and the physical sensation until I started to put these pieces together. So what I want you to do is just release down to the feet and work with gravity to hold your structure, and you become comfortable with gravity. That is the force, that is the weight that allows you to open and spread the fascia in your body and expand evenly into it. Yes. Now, if you want to take this to an exaggerated or a practice drill, if you could find somebody to stand next to you and press your shoulder down. So they're going to steeple their hands, put it on top of your shoulders, like, they'll be next to you and they'll be pressing down. So first have them press down and you fight against it to try to keep them from collapsing you or lift them up. Okay, that would be the non-Tai Chi way. Then what I want you to do is right before they touch you, you can do this, but as they press down in there against you, I want you to just be comfortable with that force. It's like an exaggerated delivery of gravity. And just feed it down to your feet and expanding your body as a result of the force, like this. Instead of pushing up against it and it's like this. That's not very effective, is it? Okay? And when you feel that, you'll feel this, all of a sudden, you'll feel this marvelous feeling of your body being totally connected. And you're not working or resisting that force. And the why behind all of this is that, I know many of you are not going to do push hands or are interested in the martial application of all of this, and that's fine. But what I want is that you carry that feeling, that sensation of receiving an incoming force and be comfortable on it and let it feed into your body so that you create that nice open mesh and that connectedness, and that you bring that into what your Tai Chi feels like. So no longer are you just waving your hands in the air and it's empty. You have this connectivity and that same feeling. So you can imagine somebody touching you here and you just take it down to the feet and you instantly get that same sensation. And I think you to really feel it, you will need somebody to sort of push against you, or you could use a wall and do the same thing, or use your water bottle and do the same thing, where you're allowing that you're becoming comfortable on that force. And eventually it'll become gravity, so that even when you're just standing waiting in line, you can practice this. And this change in you changes your chemistry and really helps to create a healing environment and an open environment for your chi to flow. All right, so if you have your water bottle, go ahead and grab that water bottle. This one happens to have a handle. And let's do our dragon stomping mortar with your water bottle. So the first way you do it is you flex your bicep and lift up the hand. Careful when you drop it, but you're just drawing it up like you're at the gym lifting a weight and trying to work your bicep. So that's the first way. That's the incorrect way. And it's very isolating. It isolates muscles. So keep your elbow not next to your body, but don't bring it back. So it's just like our punch, except you're lifting up the bottle with your bicep. Yeah, okay? Oh, this is gonna work. I know this is gonna work. Now, instead, remember last week we talked about feeding down to float up. So what I want you to do is feel the gravity, feeding down through your feet down into the earth, and the weight of the bottle as well, so that you feel this unified structure through your body and you're working with the bottle's weight. Can you feel that? Feed it all the way into this leg. And as you release down, now I just want you to imagine floating the bottle up instead of using your bicep. Yes. And now there's this point where it just wants to drop. So there's a different feeling. It's a whole body feeling rather than just going ink, ink, okay? So here we go. So you work with the weight of it like it's in that mesh. Feed it down into your foot, and then you just start to float it up rather than lift it up. That's it. And then release. Good. Now let's put the bottle down and do the same thing without the bottle. So this weight, your hand is here, and pretend your bottle is in this hand, so it's pretty heavy in the fist. And now just weight shift over and feed it down into the foot. And you should feel this whole body connection because you've released. You're into the mesh. You're into that that net. And now just float. Keep releasing down and float up. And then once you feel that little resistance, let it go. Yeah, that's nice. So you're feeling more of a whole body engagement, and your awareness is somewhere other than going boom, like that. That's what we want. That's what we want our Tai Chi to feel like. And that's what the book that I'm writing in the course is all about, learning Tai Chi from the inside out and getting that sensation and how to move through space with that sensation all of the time, so that your Tai Chi becomes it transforms into this really comfortable expression of being comfortable on an imaginary force, or if you start really feeling the chi, you don't even have to imagine it, you can feel it. And you just feed it into your whole body structure. And if your Tai Chi will feel so good. That's what we want. We want to stop fighting ourselves and make it feel marvelous.